The storage capacity of human brain exceeds 4 terabytes. The longest living cells in the body are brain cells which can live an entire lifetime. The Stegosaurus dinosaur measured up to 9.1 meters, 30 feet, long but had a brain the size of a walnut. The brain continues to send out electric wave signals until approximately 37 hours after death. The human brain is capable of creating more ideas than the equivalent to the number of the atoms in the universe. The human body can function without a brain. The human brain is about 85% water. Your teenage years do more than just change how you feel, the very structure of your brain changes during the teen years, and it even affects impulsive, risky behavior. Instead of being relatively solid, your brain is 80% water. This means that it is important that you remain properly hydrated for the sake of your mind. The normal energy used by our brain is 0.1 calories per minute, and could go up to 1.5 during activities such as puzzle solving. The human brain is constituted of 60% of white matter and 40% of gray matter. The silkworm moth has 11 brains. A Canadian neurologist ran an electroencephalogram (EEG) test on lime jello in 1976 and found the dessert to have brain waves, which are often accepted as an indicator of life. He ran the experiment in the intensive care unit of McMaster University Hospital, in Hamilton, Ontario, and explained the EEG reading as being caused by stray electrical impulses from nearby surgical equipment, paging systems, and the like. The human brain has about 100 billion neurons. It is not possible to tickle yourself. The cerebellum, a part of the brain, warns the rest of the brain that you are about to tickle yourself. Since your brain knows this, it ignores the resulting sensation. The brain uses more than 25% of the oxygen used by the human body. The heaviest human brain ever recorded weighed 5 pounds, 1.1 ounces, 2.3 kilograms. Nerve impulses to and from the brain travel as fast as 170 miles, 274 kilometers per hour. The right side of the human brain is responsible for self-recognition. The Stegosaurus dinosaur measured up to 30 feet, 9.1 meters, long but had a brain the size of a walnut. The average weight of the male brain is 1.4 kilos, 1.25 for females. The brain case of Neanderthals, on the average, was more than 13% larger than that of the average of modern man. The brain case of Neanderthals, on the average, was more than 13% larger than that of the average of modern man. The human brain is made up of more than 10 billion nerve cells and over 50 billion other cells and weighs about less than 3 pounds. The average human brain consumes just 12 watts of power, about 1/10 of what it takes to burn an ordinary light bulb. On an average, the weight of an adult female brain is about 1,275 grams. The more than 1,000 disorders of the brain and nervous system result in more hospitalizations than any other disease group, including cancer and heart disease. Neurological illnesses affect more than 50 million Americans annually at costs exceeding $0 billion. On an average, the number of connections in the brain increases from 50 trillion to 1 quadrillion in a newborn during his first month of life. The width of an average human brain is 140 millimeters. You are not born with all of the brain cells you will ever have. There is ample evidence that the brain continues to produce new cells in at least a few brain regions well into adulthood, through a process called neurogenesis. The average person's skin weighs twice as much as the brain. The human brain stops growing at the age of 18. People who ride on roller coasters have a higher chance of having a blood clot in the brain. Whales are mammals, so they need to sleep, but the sleeping differs from other mammals. It is believed that only one hemisphere of the whale's brain sleeps at a time, so they rest but are never completely asleep. Only 4% of the brain's cells work and the remaining cells are kept in reserve. Some human brains are bigger than other, and the biggest human brain weighed 2-3 kilograms. The nervous system transmits messages to the brain at the speed of 180 mph. Your brain is move active and thinks more at night than during the day. As we get older, the brain loses almost 1 gram per year. The human brain stores memories of fear. If the human sense of smell is affected, the sense of taste is also affected, as the brain interprets signals from the nose and tongue. Intelligence is strongly influenced by the quality of the brain's axons, or wiring that sends signals throughout the brain. The faster the signaling, the faster the brain processes information, resulting in better intelligence. Vitamin E protects the brain cells from damage caused by alcohol consumption. If the neurons from a single brain were divided out equally among the US population, each American would get approximately 366 brain cells. The animal with the largest brain in relation to its body is the ant. The neurons in your brain are built differently, and information travels along them at different speeds. This is why sometimes you can recall information